Hi, my name's Stephen Hand from Archery Supplies. This is the Topoint Starting 36. Comes in a kit, target kit. It's got a target sight, scope, long stabilizer, little rest here, so a little target rest, bow stand, bow case, no arrows. Comes with a release aid too, but I'm not going to use that release aid. I'm just going to use, not that release aid. Not that release aid either. I'm just going to use my normal release aid. So that's the Scott Ascent. Now this kit sells for $450. Now this bow is basically new. When I say basically new, customer brought it, set it up, taught them how to shoot, spent an hour with them, and they come back and go, I really want a recurve. So it's like, what do you do? Because you spent an hour with the customer and they haven't really used the bow, but they decided they want a recurve. I don't know how much we gave them for the bow. I'm guessing somewhere around $200 odd. We gave them for a bow because now it's second hand. I don't know, okay? It's a touchy area when this occurs because a person, you've spent an hour with them, setting up the bow, teaching them how to shoot, and they go, changed my mind. Right, so the first thing, draw length adjustability here. You can rotate the modules, okay? That's really good, so the bow suits anyone, that's a good thing. This bow is advertised as a 19 to 60 pound bow. Now that's fine. The problem is at 29 inches, like my draw length, this bow doesn't go down to 19 pounds. It goes down to about 35 pounds, okay? So it goes down to 19 pounds at the shortest draw length. That's pretty standard on all bows. The shorter the draw length, the less poundage your bow is. So at the shortest draw length, which let's guess it's 19 inches, I'd have to look at the stats, the bow is probably maximum poundage of maybe 50 pounds or 45 pounds, okay? Now the arrows I'm using, these are full length. We sold these with the bow. Full length Pandarus Infinities. You'll see these arrows are too long for the bow. I have this bow set on minimum poundage, 35 pounds, okay? Now my son's getting back into archery. This bow was in the shop and I was like, well, this is perfect for you to get back into the sport. Build up strength, learn to shoot, all that sort of stuff, right? So here we are. Now my son said to me, this bow's not much good, I need a fancier bow. Now, my son always used to shoot the fancy top of the line bows, so he thinks it's the equipment, okay? He goes, the bow's not tuned. So here I am doing a video with the same bow, the same arrows. Now I'm going to say Pandarus Infinity arrows come with small groove nocks. For a compound you need large groove nocks, so it means you've got to go and buy some pin nocks. The pin nocks cost $10 for 2 dozen. Buy yourself some large groove pin nocks, okay? They're cheap. Go and do it. They'll save yourself the heartache. But I'm shooting the small groove for this video. Now, if you shoot the small groove because you don't want to fork out the $10, common, you'll pinch the string too tight and you wear out the string in that spot. Okay, so it's going to cost you more than the $10 because you're going to wear out your string. And if the knock's too tight on the string, you can get pinching and it's not a good thing. So let's shoot the shot. Now I want to discuss this. This bow is low cost, so if you think this is a good sight, it's not. It's a cheap sight, it's a cheap scope, it's a cheap, everything's cheap, right? So people are like, well, the sight comes loose or this or that, and it's like, it's cheap, right? It's not an $800 sight where you'll be more than happy with it. It's not a $400 scope where you'll be more than happy. This is I think an $80 sight, which includes the scope. The arrow rest is about $20, $30 rest, so now I'm up to $100. Comes with a case worth about $50. Comes with some other things, so you're up to $200 worth of accessories. The bow's $450 with everything, so it means you're getting the bow for $200. It's a bargain, right? Now, just on that point, with other bows, whichever bow, a set of strings, like gas strings, are going to cost you $200. You're buying this whole bow for $200, right? So understand that while these strings are okay, they're not as good as a $200 set of strings, right? You're buying what you're buying and it's fine, it works. Let's see how we go. I'm at 18 meters. That's a 40 centimeter target face. This is an indoor round. So I don't expect to shoot this as good as my fancy bows in the background. But let's see sort of how I go. Now, you may want a backwards V-bar, but you don't need it. You don't need a stabilizer. Just go and shoot. Build up your strength. Build up your form. Learn to shoot. The bow feels slow. These are 400 spine arrows. They're suitable for 60-pound bow. A full length, so it's going to make them even slower. If you had the right, for this poundage, 35-pound, you'd probably be okay with 800 spine, maybe even 900 spine arrows. Now, the reason you don't cut them back for beginners, because you don't know what your draw length is, and all you're going to gain is extra speed, right? So for starting out, you just want to twang some arrows and sort of see how it goes. So I find it aims really nicely. The back wall's not solid like an expensive bow or even like a PSE Stinger. It's a lot cheaper. PSE Stinger is about $700. Like I said, this is about $200. Now, with this bow, this is a cast riser. So it means it's poured into a machine, poured into a mold. It's not as strong as a machine riser. But this is low speed, so cast riser is fine. All the bows used to be cast back when I started archery. And then the fancy machine risers came out, which were more expensive. So, would I shoot any better with lighter arrows that are sort of cut down to the right draw length for me? So, more speed. Look, absolutely longer draw length. Okay, sorry, at longer distances, yes I would, because you're going to get less drop off. And even at this distance, yeah, look, I would, right? But how much better? 10%? Like, it doesn't really matter. If I wind up this bow in poundage, I'll get that. I mean, what's really important with archery is get a good form, practice, get strong. I'm one of the young boys from, I'm going to say Kadina. I don't know where Kadina is. It's in the country. Small country town. He's 14, maybe 15 now. Shooting recurve. Shot 294 indoors out of 300 with a recurve. So just, you know, that's fingers, 30 something pounds. One of the biggest scores. That's with a recurve. So people will complain about their gear and everything. Most of it's the archer and consistency and how much you train. Like, I never beat myself up about what my scores are or how well I shoot, because it's about training. If you're not putting the effort in, now what I want to feel with this is, like I said, mid 30 pounds. I think it's 34 pounds. I want to feel my back working, so I want to feel my back, I want to feel this braking. Now, putting things in perspective, when I shoot recurve, I'm holding 50 odd pounds. So with a compound, this will be, let's say, 70% let off, and it's 35, so I'm going to be holding 3, maybe 9 pounds at the back wall. You still want to feel your back shoulders work. Now, I'm shooting a back tension release aid just because I like shooting back tension release aids. Look, it comes with a cheap release aid, which is probably a $30 release aid. Look, it's fine. It's fine. This is a $280 release aid. Doesn't make much difference. You'll shoot pretty much the same. So then you're going to say, why do I want to spend this? Because it's nicer. Feels nicer. I've had this release now for probably 5 years. It's still good. Now, there's a big argument going on at the moment about cheap Chinese release aids versus the American expensive release aids. Now, if you want a release aid to last forever, you know, good materials will last. Okay, they literally last forever. I used to have a release aid which was 30 years old, still fine today. The Chinese release aids, I'm not even going to go with the Chinese. They're built for a price. They're $100. And not $400-500, right? With time, they will wear, they'll rust. They're fine for the price. Great for the price. It's just if you want if you're a top-end archer or you practice every night, get yourself decent gear. If you're like, well, I'm just starting out, get yourself cheap gear to get started. If you get into it and you're shooting every night, buy yourself something good. Alright, let's go down and sort of see what their group's like. Okay, so I'm up here at the target. This is my group. Look, the arrows are kind of grouped together. Look, I would be, and I am happy with this. It's not like I'll shoot in some of the reviews of the expensive bows, the $2,000 bows. But if I had the sight in the right spot, they're probably all in the gold. It's going to be a right score. And those arrows are shooting like this, lobbing in. It's teaching me, it's building my strength. It's a very good base platform. Now, on the cheap Chinese bows, this is a Topoint Starting 36. They've got good quality limbs. I haven't had a Topoint limb fail. I haven't had a riser fail, I haven't had cams fail, I haven't had strings fail, I haven't had anything fail. And I saw a lot of them. So I'm going to say it's a great thing to get started in the sport. Like, I'm going to say cheap Chinese is great to get started. It's very adjustable. Look, are the better toe point ones better? Yeah, they are. The T1's a better bow. Machine riser versus cast riser. The modules are metal versus plastic. Look, there's a whole lot of stuff which is better, but it's not $200 bow. It's going to be a $350 bow. And what's really good with this, it comes with all the Target stuff and it's at a low budget. Now the T1 from Topoint also comes in a Target kit. Check it out. And then you justify whether you want to spend the extra money. Now, people are going to say, how much should I spend? This is a question about your finances, not my finances. And I'm going to say, get started and see how keen you are in the sport. I like watching an arrow fly towards the target. I like getting stronger. I put a video on when I shoot about some random topic, housing today, and I sit here and just shoot arrows, get stronger, hopefully, and fitter and healthier, and hopefully improve. Anyway, so these arrows, the Pandarus Infinities are fantastic, and I'm not saying that because I sell Pandarus. Look, they come with pins, they come with points. I think they're $90 a dozen, super cheap. I shot these arrows. I think I did a review of them before. I shot 299 out of 300. This is on an indoor target with my target bow with these arrows, not these particular ones, but the same ones. And yeah, they're great. They're super cheap, like crazy. Yeah, they're really good. Look, there are better ones. The Pandarus Champions are better than these, but these get you started. Get started, lob arrows, and sort of see how it goes. Too many people are too worried. Too many people are too worried about too many things instead of being worried about your own shooting and just getting the flow and getting everything going, like being like a machine, just getting the flow. And if you've got that going and you're practicing, then buy yourself. So if you're like, I enjoy shooting every day, I'm getting stronger, then go out and buy yourself a cool bow, buy yourself some better arrows, and see how it goes. I mean, I'd first start with these and see what score you get. And if you're shooting pretty good scores, then go for the next great arrow and see how much it improves it. I mean, my personal view is I don't get much from arrows. I mean, they're slightly better arrows than these. Yeah, look, I shoot a little bit better with them, but it's all like little bits. Most of it is me. I'm going to say 90% of my shooting and my scores is me. Yeah, some of it about the equipment and the tuning and all that sort of stuff. Most of it is the archer. You can take poor equipment with a good archer and he's going to beat a average archer with the top-notch gear every day of the week. There's no comparison, in my view, on the quality of the archer and the consistency. I mean, to put it in perspective, if you put it through a shooting machine, the shooting machine wins. It's just the way it is. The shooting machine's going to win every day. So if you're more like a machine and you're more consistent, you're going to win. Okay? So worry less about the gear and more about yourself and shooting. Anyway, I'm Stephen Hand. That's the Topoint Starting 36 Target Kit. I think it's great value, crazy value. Great to get started. Thanks for watching. Bye.